The name of my business is Wild Herbs of Iolita. The middle name of my earliest known female ancestor. Her name was Prudence Iolita Littleheart. By multiple accounts in like ancestral research, she is Cherokee, and while I don't, identify as Cherokee, finding out that she, is that I'm a descendant of her has really just caused me to want to weave this like thread into my ancestry and also into my life that can kind of connect me back to her. The way that I show up in nature, the way I show up in wanting to learn about these plants and to treat them with respect and to treat the land with respect and to foster this connection, this deep relationship that I think all humans are searching for. That is kind of how I pay homage to her, is through using her name a lot. I will say thank you, Iolita, when I gather or when I find something new or exciting. We would go camping out there. My cousins would come and we would play, and we spent so much time out in those woods, walking with my grandma, walking the dogs, patching up fences with granddaddy. We were always out there, and the connection that I had as a child to the woods and to the land back there was on a level that, it didn't have words. I wasn't walking around naming all of these plants, and it was on a different level, but it was a very deep reverence that I had for the land, and it basically informed the way that I ever would even be in nature anywhere, in a very respectful, fascinated, exploratory kind of way. And then, so we grew up climbing trees, building clubhouses, sleeping out there, and then you grow up, you kind of forget about that connection. You forget about going and climbing trees. One day you stop climbing trees as is. One day climbing trees just is no longer the thing to do, and going and, mixing up potions with berries is just, you don't do that anymore. There's things that interest you outside of this little bubble that you grew up learning. Now I'll take what I had from childhood, which was the fascination and that very deep, wordless way to connect to it, and now it's become a way for me to, I have educated myself, I've learned, I've researched, and gotten to know these plants and their relationships with the land has kind of birthed this new, what Wild Herbs of Iolita is, which is learning the plants, spreading awareness, spreading education, encouraging and inspiring other people to get out and learn about the plants and learn about what it is that you have always had a deep fascination with since you were a child. So I hope that that's kind of what Wild Herbs of Iolita does. If it just encourages people to learn about the plants that are growing right outside their door, it just opens up an entirely different world.